Hello, Dawson Dragons. Welcome back. It is week 6, the week of May 3rd through May 7th. We are more than halfway through our grading period right now. Thank you for all of you that have been submitting your quizzes. This week, things are going to be a little bit different. We have an assignment for you this week that you will be able to submit on Canvas. So this week we have a fun warm-up. It is a YouTube video we found. It's the little Among Us characters dancing, and I think you'll have a lot of fun trying to keep up with them. They do a silly little dance, and along with the Among Us music that's kind of been remixed for the video. All right, let's take a look. This week we're talking about the elements of PE, and when we talk about the elements of PE, we're talking about in physical education, you have many elements to think about when you're playing a sport, a game, activity. You need to be aware of a lot of things that are going on all at once. We do this automatically without even really thinking about it. Let's break it down a little. Okay, so I understand this is like really small for you to read on the video, so just in our slides on the Canvas, you'll be able to click through those and see all of this written nice and big for you. Anyway, let's talk about the first element. The first element is level. We need to think about what level our body needs to be for any activity. For example, in soccer, you would have a goalie. They might have to jump up and catch a ball. That would be a high level. So that was high level there. Most of soccer, though, is played with your feet, right? It's dribbling the ball down the field. That's a low level. So the ball is down low. So we have these three examples here, low, middle, and high. If you think about yoga, most of yoga, I'm pretty sure all of yoga is going to be done down low on the ground, right? You got your stretches and your moves that are down low. Basketball, you've got middle level, that's your dribbling, and then there's going to be some high level in basketball when you're shooting. So let's talk about the next element. The next element we're going to think about is time. Time is the amount of time that we use to perform an activity. For example, when performing yoga, we're going to be doing it slow. Okay? When we're doing something like we're racing, we're going to do it fast. So sometimes things are done slowly. Sometimes things are done quickly. And so when we talk about time, we're talking about speed. All right, moving on. The next element is force. Force is going to be how hard or how lightly you're doing something. For example, how much force you're using. For example, how much force do I need when throwing a football? Okay. If my teammate's really far away, I'm going to have to use a lot of force to get that ball all the way over there. But if my teammate's close to me, I don't have to use as much force. And if you were golfing, when you're swinging the club to hit the ball far, you're going to use a strong force to get that ball far. But if you're just putting the ball and you want it to get into the hole in the ground that's not that far from you, then you're going to use a very light force. So down here we have an example of a soccer player. If they're close to the net, it's a lighter force than if they're far from the net. They have to kick the ball a whole lot stronger to get it there. All right, let's talk about the last couple elements of PE. So we have pathways. Pathways are ways that we move. For example, so we have these pathways here. We have a straight pathway. You can run in a zigzag manner, or you could run in a curved direction. So pathways are ways that we move in a sport. For example, in basketball, we might want to dribble away from the other team in a zigzag pathway in order to dodge the defense. Okay? Even in a game of tag, you might be zigzagging trying not to get tagged. Okay, we also move in different directions. Directions are things like up and down, left and right, clockwise and counterclockwise. So these are ways that you might also get open for a pass. If somebody's trying to pass you the ball in hockey or in football, you might have to change directions in order to get that ball in a way to get open for that pass. Okay, so now for this week's assignment. It's not a quiz this week. It is, you're going to have to actually write something. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your favorite sport or activity. Okay, and then we're going to be thinking about those 5 elements that we just discussed. Level, okay, how if it is something down low, middle, or high. Okay, the time, is it fast, is it slow? Okay, force, are you going to be using a strong force or a light force? Pathway, okay, that is, are you going straight, zigzag, curved? And finally, direction, okay, so forward, backwards, up, down, okay, clockwise, counterclockwise. So we're going to be breaking down the sport into all 5 parts, so we want you to think about that. So for my 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, I want all 5. Okay, for 1st and 2nd grade, this is a little more, to think about. So you guys only have to do 2 of those elements. But for 3, 4, and 5, I really would hope that you could figure out all 5 elements for that sport. We're going to use bowling as an example. Bowling is kind of like I don't know, it does take a lot of skill. Doesn't really get your heart rate up very much, but it is a lot of fun. So anyway, if we use bowling as the example, we can talk about the levels. So to be successful in bowling, obviously the ball is on the ground, right? So we're going to call that a low level. It would do you no good if you were throwing that, if you could, throwing the ball, right? So it has to be done at a low level to be successful. Then we have time. Time, you want to roll that ball fast, right? So in order to hit those pins. If it rolls too slow, it may end up just rolling off into the gutter, and then you wouldn't be successful either. Force, you're going to want to use a strong force when you roll that ball, because when it hits the pin, you want it to knock down as many pins as possible. And then your pathway, well, when your path as you travel towards the bowling lane, you're going to be going faster. Your motion is going to be in a forward motion. Okay, I'm sorry, in a straight pathway. And then your direction is going to be forward or up the lane towards the pins as you are rolling the ball. So it's a lot to think about. You can break down any sport this way. So your options are, you can type it in, as this is typed right here, or you can do a video. Send me a little video, say, hey, I like whatever sport, and here are the 5 ways, or the 5 elements that I use to play that sport successfully, or activity. Or if you want to write about it and then do like a picture with it, okay, don't just send me a picture because you're not explaining anything. But if you want to submit a picture along with your typed response, that would be great too. Remember, don't just send me a picture because that doesn't tell me anything. Okay. And then the other thing, it's always great to get outside and be active every day. We're hoping that you get 60 minutes a day. I know it's hard and it is hot outside right now, so maybe if you've got a pool or access to a pool, go swimming, play in the sprinkler, or something like that. Get outside and get some fresh air. And I hope you guys are doing great. We miss you guys and can't wait till we get to see you in person again. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.